grim. So
I hear you, sister.
Apparently there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm waiting. It's a bloody long tunnel. Okay, so if you remember, I said at the beginning that the ovaries switch off from making the estradiol. What happens is our adrenal glands are supposed to switch on making estrogen, or they'll make the postmenopausal one, but still it should be enough of a background estrogen for us to have minor symptoms. The thing today is that women are not having minor symptoms. We are having life-affecting symptoms. And it's because we're also damn stressed. And it's because I like to call the generation going through menopause now, it's a big age, but sort of 40 to 60 right now. We're the first group of women who were basically not just told we could have it all, but actively pressured to have it all. And so our adrenal glands have gone through the last 40 years under so much pressure and so much stress. And I love that someone like Davina McCall is the poster woman for this, because she would have been, absolutely what we would have all, been told to aspire to. She's gorgeous and she's highly successful, and she had her children and her, her husband, and she was working out every 5 minutes. I mean, God knows how she functioned with her adrenal glands, because it's all really stressful. So our adrenal glands are going into menopause exhausted, and so this switching on bit is really hard for them to do. So there's a few other bits I want to talk through here. So this is something called the pregnenolone steal, which I think is a bit of a misnomer, because I think it should be called the progesterone steal. So in our adrenal glands, we make there's a couple of hormones that we make. So firstly, we make adrenaline, which is the signal of the stress signal. Like, it's a neurotransmitter for stress that is part of that conversation that tells us to make cortisol. We also make a hormone called aldosterone, which is really important because aldosterone deals with blood pressure and fluid retention. And what is one of the biggest medications that women are put on during peri to postmenopause? Blood pressure regulators. It's nothing to do with your heart unless you actually have a structural heart issue, which is very, very rare. And the other thing that aldosterone does with this fluid retention is how many women are taking fluid tablets because they just feel themselves puffing out. It's aldosterone, and it's because of the adrenal glands, and it's because of the stress. It's because of this cortisol, this signal, this HPA axis dysregulation. So the adrenal glands take cholesterol, aka fat, and we are also the generation of women who grew up with the low fat programming. So we have basically had decades of being scared of fat. Fat really only had a renaissance, about 5 years ago, with, I think, maybe 10 years ago, with the avocado. Like that was olive oil and the avocado. That was the renaissance, and coconut oil for fat. Like everyone went, oh, it's not fat that's the devil, it's those refined carbs. So we've basically gone through, decades of not eating fat, being told to be scared of it. But that is actually how, we take cholesterol from fat in the adrenal glands, and we make a very important hormone called pregnenolone. Now, pregnenolone is an absolute godsend. Pregnenolone basically has a look and works out what hormones are needed. So there is a pathway for it to make progesterone, and there is a pathway for it to make another hormone called DHEA, which is our vitality hormone, loads of energy and anti-aging. Like, we look great when we've got loads of DHEA in our body. And DHEA goes on to make testosterone and estrogen. But, big important but, if we are under stress and there is a stressor in the body will not make progesterone, our calming hormone, because it is not important to hold a baby. It is important to get out of danger. So it will turn it basically makes cortisol instead. And that also then means we have imbalances with testosterone. We have imbalances with DHEA. We're basically progesterone deficient. So this pregnenolone steal is not just important in menopause. This is what the 14-year-old girls are going through with their heavy periods. It's lack of progesterone. This is what they're going through. And so then by giving them it makes me so angry. By giving them a combined pill, all that estrogen, messing up their gut, and all of that progestin, the very presence of progestin will be enough of a stressor to cause this. That's like the most important information that we could give any teenager, any teenage female. That is the most important thing. So the job is always, why are we not making enough progesterone? And that's exactly the list, exactly the same list as the one that Laura told you earlier. Sleep, food intolerances, reducing toxic load, dealing with